Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome back to the Right Hand, Reuben Allen's podcast. It's the go-to show for law firm owners, small law firm owners, solo attorneys who want to grow smarter, serve better, build firms that last. I'm your host. I'm Greg Copeland, and today we're digging into a topic that every single law firm, no matter what your size, no matter what your practice area, you can even be a practice group at a large law firm. You need to get this right. And that's just understanding what your clients want today. Want you to stop guessing, start listening, you know, figure out what today's clients really want from your law firm. This is all about understanding your client. Um, it- you know, things have changed over the years in the land. It's ever changing. The legal landscape, what clients want is ever changing. And things have changed, clients have changed, but the issue that we're having is many law firms don't change. They haven't changed. Um, they haven't adjusted to today's legal consumer. Today's legal consumer is more informed. Uh, there's information highway, information everywhere. Google, AI, Bing, all these things, social media that they can look into. Today's consumer is more skeptical. People are skeptical of information and news, you know, what they hear, what they see. Today's consumer is more sensitive to value. They want to see the value of the money that they're spending. They're just not going to throw away big bucks. And even large corporations now with these large law firms, they want detail. They're not just going to hand you, you know, $2,500 an hour. You go do what you're doing. I want to see what you're doing. I want you to write it out. I want it detailed. I want it itemized. Um, and today's consumer client is less tolerant of the slow, unresponsive, or outdated service. Where give it to me now, society now. We want that satisfaction right away. We want everything at our fingertips. We want to open up, press a button, see a status, press a button, be able to speak with someone, press a button, get information. So if your firm is still running on assumptions from 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, you're probably losing a lot of great leads, or you're frustrating the leads and the clients that you do convert. Um, what we have to figure out, and what we're going to talk about in this episode, is how client expectations have evolved. What is today's legal consumer looking for, and what turns them on, what turns them off, and ways that you can adapt your firm to serve, the more modern clients better, the modern version of clients better. And we want you to do this without lowering your expectations, your standards, or burning out. So let's try to get into this, try to figure this out together. You know, I guess the big question is, why do I, as a law firm owner, need to rethink the client experience? Um, we're attorneys, a lot of times. We're slow to change. We're slow to adapt, only because the law is slow to change, slow to adapt. But the issue is the clients that we're serving aren't. They're changing and adapting daily. Whether they're hiring, uh, an attorney for an accident, a car accident, divorce, estate planning, uh, employment claims, they've been trained by, instant gratification, Amazon, Uber, DoorDash, Google. They're expecting speed. They're expecting simplicity. They're expecting transparency. They're expecting control. They want to be in control. And, when a client submits a lead form and doesn't hear back for 3 days, that's a big red flag for them. When they don't understand your fee structure that you lay out to them, that's another red flag for them. when your emails are full of, say legalese and your process feels like they need a black book, uh, big red flag, big red flag. Uh, he- Here's what they're thinking in these moments. If you can't communicate clearly or respect my time now as my attorney, what will it be like when I'm actually your client? When I take you on, if you can't do this in this intake process and communicate clearly, respect my time, when I'm actually hiring you as an attorney and you're representing me, what is that going to look like, that communication? Because now you've got me, you have my money. What is it going to look like? That's why we have to understand the modern legal consumer. And the modern legal consumer isn't a marketing trend. It's more like a business survival strategy, understanding the modern legal consumer. There are things today that clients expect from their attorney, their lawyer. Uh, we can be specific on this. What do they want? What does this modern legal consumer want, Greg? Well, I mean, help me out here. I'm at a loss. So here are some of the top expectations that we see across the board uh, from feedback from our clients, from attorneys, small law firms, single attorneys, solo attorneys, even practice groups. And this ranges from personal injury to family law. Um, Obvious, clear, and transparent pricing is one. They don't expect it to be cheap, but what they do expect is to understand what they're paying for. They want to know, they want to lay it out for them in front of them. Flat fees, how does that look? Payment plans, how does that look? Or milestone billing. What does that all look like? How does it play out? What does it look like? Be upfront, show me right off the bat. What am I looking for? What should I be expecting to paying for? What am I paying for? Oh, I need for attorneys to avoid the vague, it depends. When asked about flat fees, payment plans, the billing, or how that looks, give a realistic range, or even a realistic example. Put their mind at ease. Be transparent. Have them know kind of what am I in for when I'm doing this. They want fast and friendly communication. People want to be feel they want to feel like heard. They want to feel seen. I want to know you're listening to me. Respond quickly. Even if it's, you got to say, I got your message. I'll follow up with you tomorrow. I'm going to do research on that. I received your message. A text back. Oh, I received your call. I'll give you a call back this afternoon. Or received your call. I'll give you a call back in the morning. They want you to use plain language, not legal jargon. They want you to talk like you're one of them. You know, One of the things that can help you with this fast and friendly communication is something that I've talked in the past, and that's automating appointment confirmations, automating the updates, automating reminders that's come out to clients regularly and give updates and reminders. And so they don't feel ghosted. So they feel at least, oh, they're thinking about me. They know I'm here. They know I'm a client. They remember. Clients also want, in this day and age, modern technology, digital convenience. No one wants fax documents or to print and scan forms. They want to be all in one. Open up an app, type in the information, send it. E-signatures, online payments, client portals. These are important. And that's why I really promote the different types of legal management software out there for client portals to give updates. So they don't have to contact you all the time. They can just log into their client portal, see the updates, see how much they may owe, see what dates may be coming up, and it keeps them informed. And it also saves you time for having to answer all these questions every 2 days, every 3 days, whatever it may be. Um, Also, digital convenience makes it easy to schedule meetings if they need to speak with you instead of them just trying to call you and call you and call you and get in contact with you, calling your administrator. Can you call? Can you see if he's available? They can go in, your calendar's up. and they can schedule a meeting. They can schedule themselves for meetings, or they can upload any docs online that may need to be uploaded to help you prepare for any upcoming meetings, hearings, things like that. Another that clients want empathy and respect. Really big empathy. I know for some people's personality is hard, but they do want empathy and respect. Remember, a lot of times these clients are dealing with high stress situations, so high stress issues. That's why they've enlisted you to help them. So a little empathy goes a long way. Learn to listen. Don't rush them. Listen. I hear you. I'm here for you. I understand what you're saying. Make them feel like a person, not just a case file, not just a dollar. Um, a lot of times people just want to vent. They want to be heard. And talking to you calms them down, calms their mind. So learn empathy, respect, even if it may be hard for you, because I know it's hard for some people to show that empathy or to listen. Um, just the type of personality that attracts attorneys. We like to talk a lot. We need to learn to listen more. Um, the clients want education and not just execution. Today's clients, they want to understand what's happening in their case and why. So getting the practice of breaking things down in plain English, providing, short blurbs or emails that describe the process. You can provide, I often encourage uh, orientation videos to kind of walk the client through what to expect. Handouts, PDFs may work as well. All of these to keep the client educated, just not you going about your business and not really explaining what's going on, and they're in the dark as to what you're doing, what you're billing them for, and what you're accomplishing at that moment. Uh, they also want social proof, trust, what's called trust signals. Uh, Before they call, they've probably done research on you, Googled you online, social media, LinkedIn, Google reviews, testimonials, case study to see if you have any material out there that explains who you are and what your practice is. They want to see how knowledgeable you are. So make sure your website and the profiles reflect your credibility and humanity of you and your attorneys, your team. Um, you know, these are expectations that these clients have, and meeting these expectations isn't really coddling. It's about just building trust, and that trust drives conversion rates. It drives the loyalty, and it drives referrals to other clients. So what happens when you ignore these expectations, these needs of the client? There's a cost if you don't adapt. If you're still making people wait 3 days for a callback, if you're still hiding, your fees structure until the last possible minute, if you're using paper contracts and in-person only consults, basically what you're telling this client is that I'm hard to work with. My firm is hard to work with. We are hard to work with. And even if you're a great lawyer, some clients won't even give you a chance to prove it because that initial experience has been so difficult, so time consuming. Uh, we live in an age of referral and review driven market. Bad experiences from the clients, they don't disappear. It's so easy to post these things online. And that's what their go-to is. It's the old thing. Uh, if you have a restaurant, if it's good service, that person that goes to that restaurant will tell someone else. He'll tell one person. But if it's bad service, that person will tell 10 people. So you want to provide that service. You want to provide uh, that this process is easy, easy to work with. You know, the bottom line is, if you fail to meet your client's expectations, you're going to lose both trust and traction. So here are some ways. I know it's a little scary, right? Here are some ways that We can serve the modern client better. And you could start today doing this. Um, Add a lead capture and auto reply system to your website. There's tools, Lawmatics, Clio Grow, Google Forms, different ways you can set up on your website to auto send a response. It says, thanks for reaching out. We'll contact you within 24 hours. Here's what to expect next. Just simple. Oh, they got my message. Okay. They're going to get back to me. You can offer online scheduling, Calendly, Acuity. Um, uh, I know Clio Grow as well. My case, they have calendars with CRM, which you can kind of populate into that. Uh, Also have access to that on your website where they can book their appointments. Um, Use a clear visual intake process. Show people what happens after they hire you. Create a one-page PDF, as I said earlier, a video with steps that show, this is what we do: consultation, document review, filing, follow-up, ABC. This is going to look like from this step forward. Show them, oh, okay, this is what it's going to be. That's not so bad. I want to move forward with this person. Also, don't be afraid to add testimonial and frequently ask questions to your website. You know, Answer the questions, people are actually thinking. General cost. How long will it take? What do I need to get started? What does this process look like? You know, just general questions that will help ease the mind of the potential client. And then create a welcome email or a packet. Set expectations clearly from the beginning. You know, Include how to contact you, your typical response times, what the client is responsible for, and what you're responsible for. Basically, you're setting out expectations on both ends, what you expect from the client, what the client should expect from you. These aren't expensive changes. You know, they can be done very, very quickly and have a long-term payoff as well. So, just kind of to wrap all of this up, your consumer has evolved, your potential client has evolved. If you want your firm to stand out and stay relevant, you need to do the same. So here's your quick checklist for all of this. Respond fast, communicate early, offer convenience, educate and empathize, and show proof of your value. When you're seeing your firm through the client eyes, you unlock a huge advantage because most attorneys are not doing that. Stepping back, and looking at their own firm from the outside as a client, potential client. You need to do that, and this will put you ahead of the game. So, if you want to turn this into an action plan for your firm, we're going to try to include a legal guide, not a legal guide, I'm sorry, a free guide, um, eh, with the client experience checklist. Uh, Thanks for listening today. You know, if you want to talk about it, we're here. Please feel free. Exploratory call. It's completely free. Talk a little strategy, get to know your firm, tell you what we think, how you can improve the things that you want to work on. We're here. Please feel free to go to our site, ReubenAllen.com, Reuben-Allen.com. Book your free exploratory call. Thanks for listening today. If this episode helped to shift your thinking, feel free to leave a review, share it with others, subscribe. Don't miss the next one. I'm Greg Copeland. This is The Right Hand. This is where small firms learn to think like big brands. See you next time. Bye.